Good morning. Welcome to the Sunday morning worship service of the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of South County. I am Reverend Denis Paul, and I have the incredible honor and privilege of serving this congregation as minister. And I also have the legal requirement to inform you that in the unlikely event of an emergency, you can exit the way you came in, or through here, or down that hall and to the left. Where am I? Okay. I'd also like to remind you that in order to make this space safer for everyone, we're inviting people to wear masks if you can, just to help those who are immunocompromised so that they don't have to bear all of the burden of trying to minimize transmission of viruses. It is so good to be with you today here in this beautiful village of Peacedale, on the edge of the Saugatucket River, where the water is flowing, where the sun is shining, where the breeze is cool. It's really an incredible day. Whether you are here to celebrate the joys in your life or to sit in sadness with fellow seekers, you are welcome here. Whoever you are, wherever you come from, however you identify all of the facets of your being, you are welcome here. I'd like to invite this morning's greeters to rise so that people can see who you are. So we have Val, and we have Mary Finnegan, and Russell Stokes, who's hugging people. Isn't that lovely? Like, that's what a greeter should be doing. Hi, Art. Hi, Claire. So if you're a newcomer, I want to invite you to introduce yourself at the end of the service to one of these lovely ushers, or to me. And I'd also like to encourage you to fill out a yellow welcome card, which you can find in your hymnal, and you can place that in the collection basket. And during the part of the service that we call Joys and Concerns, you are more than welcome to come up and introduce yourself if you're the kind of person who likes that sort of thing. And newcomers on Zoom, I'd like to invite you to introduce yourself to other participants, and especially to our fabulous virtual usher, Nancy Richmond. Wherever you are, at home or in the sanctuary, please make sure that you take a moment to introduce yourself. Before we get started, I have a few announcements. On Tuesday, we have two great opportunities for engagement. We'll be gathering for beverages and banter at Java Madness out on an incredible deck overlooking the ocean at 2:30 in the afternoon. But that morning at 10 o'clock, Lee, Elizabeth, Nancy, and I will be at Indian Lake with our kayaks. Now, we're calling it Worship on the Water because, like all of our worship, it's open to everyone. Everyone is welcome, and it's all about connecting with each other and with the world around us. So you can get there by taking Route 1 south, and there's a bunch of entrances to Indian Lake, and a couple of them are marked no lake access, but there's one that isn't marked no lake access. And if you go down there, there's actually a public boat ramp, and that's when we're going to be gathering, okay? It's kind of a hidden secret, but it's there and it is public. So Dining for Dollars Plus, which is our biggest fundraiser of the year, began today, and it's online, and it goes through next Sunday at midnight. So make sure you take some time this week to go there and check out what's on offer and sign up for something, because these events are great. They are a lot of fun.
We're going to have a table. We're going to have a table out in the user room with information today and next Sunday.
Okay, you didn't hear that, right? So Betsy is one of the organizers of that, and there's a table out in the Onito room so they can help you get online and sign up for stuff in case you don't have internet access. And they'll be doing that again next Sunday too. And I thought I have one more here, or two. So Val Follett, one of our lovely greeters, wants you to know that if you're interested in becoming a friend and being in the directory, she's got a form for you to fill out. So just see her or one of the greeters that stood up. And Adrian wants you to know that Kundalini Yoga begins Thursday, June 1st, and it's going to run every Thursday through June, 5 to 6:30 in the Onito room. All are welcome for the series or to drop in. It's $15, but young folks can pay what you can. Bring your yoga mats, cushions, blankets. Don't forget the Oneida room floor is hard. And please see Adria at the end of the service if you have any questions. And there's more information about these things or anything else that's going on our website, uusouthcounty.org, or in our newsletter. So make sure to check it out. So I would like to invite you now to rise in body or in spirit and open your great hymnal to number 39.
So I'd like to, oh, is this on? Hello? No? Why is it off? Okay. I'm inviting Amber and Ezra up to do our chalice lighting.
We are all flames when we gather hand in hand, our church, our community, our home.
We inspire, we celebrate, we come together, sharing our light of hope for our shared future.
Hi, everybody. I am so excited to be here today. We are going to be honoring a lot of special people today, and I am just really grateful to be part of this community so that I get to do this kind of thing with my life. I would do this even if you weren't paying me, just so you know. So today we're gathered to create ceremonies of gratitude and recognition. Our time together today is just for that. So we honor the littlest among us with their stomping feet and their bodies full of energy and exuberance. And we honor the elementary and middle school kids with their brilliant, limitless minds who can take puppets and make whole entire new universes with them. We also honor our high schoolers who, on top of all the demands of high school and friends, made the commitment to attend an OWL program here and dive into these challenging topics with people that they barely knew. I am in awe of all of these kids. And finally, we're also here today to honor our volunteers and our staff, because if it weren't for you, we wouldn't have an RE program. And it's because of your love and every single one of you in the sanctuary and at home and who aren't even listening to my words right now. It's because of your love that we are all here today. So now I would like to invite our OWL class up for reading. So that is Ciela, Sailor, Asher, Indara, Evan, Ronan, and am I missing somebody that came? No, Salem didn't come, right? So if you all could step forward, they're going to share a reading from the Our Whole Lives curriculum that was originally published in a book by Kimberly Kerberger called Nobody's Perfect, Stories by Teens About Body Image, Self-Acceptance, and the Search for Identity. And this excerpt is written by a teen named Mary Moskowitz. So, who's starting us off? Are you all starting? Is this working? Yes. Great. Who's starting?
I am beautiful.
I don't have a perfect complexion. I don't have an incredible smile or eyes that draw people in. I'm 5'3", average by most standards, and I bite my nails. My makeup never looks quite right, and I get tiny nicks all over my legs when I shave. No one has ever accused me of being gorgeous.
But I am beautiful.
I see beauty everywhere. I see beauty in my mother, even though she never wears makeup. Her glasses dated from the early 80s and can't be bothered to read magazines with the word beauty anywhere on the cover. She is gorgeous. I am able to see soul in everyone.
You are beautiful.
be a model, win a beauty pageant, or have my hand used for print ads. My feet are covered with scars left over from my 11 years of ballet, 11 years of trying to find beauty through flashy costumes, stage makeup, and hundreds of opening night roses. As it turns out, beauty wasn't to be found up on a stage or in the applause of an audience, but I am beautiful.
I see beauty in the world. I see beauty in my grandmother's eyes, even though they don't always recognize me since she developed Alzheimer's. I see beauty in my best friend's smile, even though he seeks truth through isolation.
You are beautiful.
I know that on the outside I wouldn't stop traffic, but I also know that if you dig a little deeper, you will strike gold. I feel beautiful because I see beauty everywhere. By seeing beauty even in unlikely places, I'm able to see the beauty in me. By seeing the beauty in me, I can't help but smile. And when I smile, I am beautiful.
Thank you, guys. You can put down. Where's my cameraman? No, he does exist. He's just not here. So thank you so much. They just jumped into that because I asked them to, and I am just keep getting teary-eyed at just how incredible these young people are. So I invite everyone to rise in body or spirit to recite our shared covenant. Love is the spirit of this congregation, and service is its prayer. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Okay, now I invite our upper elementary and middle school kids to take their places behind our puppet theater. I invite our cameraman who has returned to place the camera for our puppet show. You guys smush in together. So this puppet show was put together over the course of the last week, and it is called What is Love? Because really that's why we're all here. So our characters today, I would like to introduce you to them. The first is somebody who almost all of you already know because he has been part of our community for a couple years now. There's his little ears poking up. Do you guys know who he is?
Hippo!
It's Hippo! We love you, Hippo. I'm so glad you're here. And joining Hippo, yes?
Is Hippo in the membership directory as a friend?
No.
Okay, Hippo, C Val. Okay.
Okay. Great. I just realized Hippo doesn't have a microphone. Hold on. Would you mind hitting that for them? Okay. The second friend who we have joining today is actually someone that I've never met. So maybe he can introduce himself if he has a name. You think he's a dog? Oh, it's Doggy.
If you can hear me, we cannot see the puppet.
Doggy, I'm so glad you're here today. And finally, our third friend is Snaky. And actually, this is a third generation Snaky, so it is Snaky the third.
Snaky the turd.
And some people say Snaky the turd. Okay. But only if, anyway, that's not part of the story.
But that's his actual name.
But Mary tells us that's his actual name. Okay, so, friend, there's also a lot of other friends, and one of them is Ladybug, right here. Ladybug is going to be very instrumental in this story. He's going to come in at the end and have some really wise offerings. So we're going to start our story in this beautiful, lush green village where all of these animals, even the animals that are down here in the community, they all live in this village together. And the problem is that Snaky is always trying to bite the people of the village. He really, really likes using his teeth. Yeah, he likes hissing. He just can't help himself. It's his nature lovely teeth, right? Yeah, they're painful. See, this is the problem. We're trying to help Snakey be a little more community-minded so that he's not hurting his friends. So, let's see. There has to be another way. I'm wondering if maybe we can share some things with Snakey about what we love, and that could help Snakey find something else that he loves too, instead of biting people. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
So, Hippo.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Hippo, can you tell us something that you love?
I like water.
You like water?
Yeah, I like to swim.
Okay, Hippo likes to swim, that makes sense. Snakey, can you come back up here? He really likes slithering down on the ground. It's hard for him to be up on this hill, like all exposed and everything. But Snakey, what do you think? Would you like to try out swimming in water?
Can I bite it?
Oh, Snakey. You could bite the water, but I don't know if it would be very satisfying for you. What do you think, Doggo? What do you love?
I like dog food.
Dog food?
Of course. And probably treats. What do you think, Snakey? You want to try Doggo's dog food?
Can I bite it?
You can. Why don't you try it? Come on, munch on some. What? Don't get his face. What? Do you like it?
No.
Oh, darn it. Okay. Does anybody else in the audience have something to offer?
I love to read. I like books.
Oh my gosh, books. Snakey, would you like to try reading books instead of biting?
Can I bite it?
Well, you could bite right into a good novel, right? Try it.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. How was that for you? You want to try it out?
No thanks.
Oh, darn. Okay. Anybody else have something that they love? Yeah, a little sheepy down here. Hold on a second. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, come on up.
I like little fluffy things. And it's cute.
Oh my gosh, fluffy things that are cute. Snakey, you probably like those too. No, that's the problem. You can't like the little cute fluffy things. I know, I'm sorry. Let's keep thinking. What else do you love?
You can't bite me.
No, you can't bite the little fluffy thing right there. What do you love? Would you like to share, little caterpillar?
Eating my leaves.
Oh my gosh, eating your leaves. Snakey, would you like to try caterpillar's leaves?
Can I bite them?
You can. You can bite leaves all day. Aha, perfect. Was actually a leaf. Here, try this, Snakey. Oh my goodness. What do you think? Oh.
Oh.
He doesn't like the leaves.
I don't like leaves either, so.
Yeah, Hippo doesn't like leaves either. Anybody else have anything that they love? Seal?
I like swimming with my family.
Oh, you like being with your family and swimming through the ocean. You know what? I think that is a really good lesson that there's a ring on the floor. Here you go. Seal likes being part of a pack, like being part of a community. Snakey, you've been trying to do that, right? Do you want to be part of Seal's family?
No, I work alone.
Oh, shoot. He's an individual-minded Snakey. Anybody else have anything that they love that you want to just shout out? What do you love? Yeah, Miss Lily. What is it?
Music.
Music. Snakey, you want to try listening to music?
I want to bite it.
Oh, you can't bite music, Snakey.
Sorry, I was just biting the air though.
That's true. You just bite the air. Okay. Anybody else have anything that they love? What do you guys love? Yeah. What is it?
Yeah.
The bear?
Oh.
Well, what do you think about bears? You could try being friends with bears.
No, I want to eat bear.
You cannot eat bears. What are we gonna do, people? What are we gonna do? Oh, somebody said cookies. Snakey, you want to try cookies?
They taste too sweet.
Oh.
Wow, too sweet.
No way. Cookies are awesome.
Oh, Hippo likes cookies. What else do you guys think? Anything? Iced coffee, right?
Ooh.
You want to try some iced coffee, Snakey?
Can bite iced coffee.
Oh, well, there's ice. You might ice. That might work. You know, I think that we just can't really deny Ziggy his nature of just needing to bite things. You know, it's like a puppy that's teething or a baby. There's just, he wants to be part of this loving community, but we need to find something to bite.
Does that mean I can eat all of you?
No. Ladybug, do you have any ideas? Hold on a second. Let me give you a microphone, little ladybug.
I don't really have anything I love. Because I found this piece of gum. But my teeth aren't big enough.
Oh.
You know what I'm trying, Sneaky? I love gum. It's super sticky. I bet you could bite that easily. It is. Wow, that tastes good.
Oh my gosh. Ladybug, I think you found something that worked.
Really?
Yes.
There's some more. Go, Ladybug.
Oh my gosh, thank you. We're so glad you found something to bite that you can just bite forever. Yay! Oh my gosh, everybody celebrate. Snake found something to bite, and now he can be part of our community and be loving and gentle with his friends.
Yay!
What did you say, Emma? What does he eat? You know, that's a good question. We're going to work on that later. Although, well, you know what? Actually, I've been seeing flies buzzing around our sanctuary. Snakey, you want to work on snapping up those flies?
No thanks.
What? That would be a way you could take care of our community, you know?
That's for frogs.
Oh my gosh.
How about you eat it?
All right. Well, at least you found gum, and now you can go and spend time with all these lovely animals that are part of your village. Thank you. Thank you all so much.
You guys did a great job.
Thank you. Yes?
I'll grab that from you.
Oh, this is, yeah, go ahead. Thanks.
Stand by.
Perfect.
Please stand and join us in hymn number 395, Singing Rejoice.
Reb Denis, we've lost the
We've got
picture.
4 groups going for this one. We'll all sing it together.
That was so beautiful. I just want to fill this space with song every week. Thank you, Mike, and thank you, choir. So now comes the time to honor our,
Oh my God.
yeah, sorry. I was ahead of myself. To honor our RE volunteers and staff. We are so, all of us in this room are so blessed by everything that happens in RE, because these kids infuse their love into the floors and walls and ceilings of this space, and all of the enthusiasm that they have is just, you know, permeates out of them, and it's planted into the garden outside, and they send their love up into the wind and let it swirl with the seagulls and the turkey vultures and the blue heron that are out on the Saugatucket River. And I think when I've been told that when we're outside and all of you all are in here, you can hear us sometimes and our laughter and maybe me shouting at the kids to come to circle. And even when we've sung this song outside, I hear it filtered in a really lovely, quiet moment of the sanctuary. And we hear you singing when we're outside. So your songs come floating down through the windows and mix into our circle of roses, buds, and thorns. And I think that is super special because we're actually woven together in community. So I want to invite the people up who make this RE program possible. So we have our RE committee that meets with me every month and gives me amazing ideas and support. And the first person I want to call up is Barbara Page. She has been on this committee maybe 5 years, 6 years. It's been so long, she doesn't know how long it's been. She always jumps in with her camera to record our, beautiful things that we do and our dancing and our singing. And she came down and helped us make really beautiful paper. That was one of the most magical crafts that we've done, because you rip up paper and then suddenly you have this gorgeous rewoven together paper. So Barbara just brings so much to our committee. Also, Amber Collins, I'd like you to come up. Amber has been helping us from afar with all of her ideas that she sends through email, because we have meetings when she can't make it. But she still adds so much, and she's who I can call to say, hey, I can't be there this Sunday. Can you step in for me? And she can just take over and, hold really beautiful space, as we all know. So thank you so much for being here. We also have Bethany Sorrentino and Pam Santos, I'm so amazed to have 2 former DREs on my committee. It's amazing because they have so much experience, so much institutional memory, so many ideas. Bethany helped me craft this service today. She and I met for an hour and a half and, came up with how are we going to really honor these different groups of people? So it's just been such a pleasure to work with them, and neither of them could make it today, but we are honoring them from afar. I think Bethany's actually online with her kids. One of them is sick, so we love you. And then we have our staff who come every single week and hold space for these kids. So Jenny, Rebecca, and Simon, if you feel comfortable coming forward, you are welcome to. Jenny, Rebecca, she comes to our committee meetings even though she doesn't have to and she doesn't get paid to. And she's I made myself cry when I was writing this because she just brings so much joy to this space, and we love you so much. Yeah. And then we have Simon Travis, and I am just floored by your consistency and your loving presence, and you're just such a gem, and you're truly wise beyond your years. It's just such an honor to have you here. And then last but not least, I think Nick Smith's not here today.
No.
Oh.
He's got a gig.
Oh, Nick has a gig. So Nick, I just have to say, he is such a treasure because he just shows up. He just comes down to RE and says, hi, what do you want to sing this week? And I'm like, great, pick a song that's easy. And he's like, here's some nice ones that are easy. And then he comes, he sings upstairs with the choir, he comes down, he joins our circle, he leads us in a hymn, he comes back up and he sings with the choir. And he's so regular in his, offering of himself. And I am really, really grateful for him. Lastly, I am really excited about this one. Deb Wood-LaSalle and Carson, I think, is not here today, but Deb, I'm going to invite you up because these 2 committed to single-handedly running our OWL program this year. It's amazing. They aren't even part of our congregation. So Deb and Carson are from the Westminster Unitarian Church in East Greenwich, and they committed to facilitating 8 OWL sessions for our high school kids, and it's just such an incredible gift. And then we have 2 behind-the-scenes volunteers who are literally behind the scenes because they're not here, but they are the ones that keep the RE space clean every single week. We have April Rudaflores and Caleb Grant. They alternate weeks cleaning the whole entire space. So thank you so much for them. And then last but not least, it takes a village, right, to grow children. So there's a lot of people up here, and I'm just really excited to be part of it. The last person I want to invite up is Rev Denis, and I told him I was going to do it, and he was like, what? I'm not a volunteer in RE. Get up here. But really, Rev Denis makes this a truly intergenerational experience by being so committed to making this a whole congregation, not the families and the choir, and then there's the congregation. No, we're all the congregation, and that's really important. And so, his tagline is nurturing a generation of UUs who choose this faith because we belong to them. And he really embodies that. Listen to me, I know it. Yeah, he really embodies that and makes it happen with, our community dinners, with coming down and making the Chalaka Star with us every year. Like, that's a beloved tradition. We've only done it twice, and we're like, yes, we're doing this for the rest of our lives, Yeah, and your ministry of silly walks during our, you just bring so much joy and help knit us together, and we love you. So I invite you to join me in honoring these lovely humans who help make the world a better place. Hold on a second. I have a plan. So I'd like you to repeat after me. Hold on. Now you can finally see them. Sorry about that. That could have been longer. All right. So I'd like you to repeat this blessing. I'm going to read one line at a time and ask you to repeat it with me as we honor the gift of these lovely humans. Okay, ready? We honor your gifts to our kids and youth.
We honor your gifts to our kids and youth.
Thank you for helping to grow joy.
Thank you for helping to grow joy.
Thank you for helping to grow wisdom.
Thank you for helping to grow wisdom.
Thank you for helping to grow boldness.
Thank you for helping to grow boldness.
And thank you for holding a space for love.
Thank you for holding a space for love.
Now I invite our kiddos to come up to this basket. I invite our volunteers and staff to hold out your hands in a, a little bowl. Take a handful and give a little sprinkle to each person up here. Come on up, make a little line, grab a handful. Yeah, then you can take a bit from each. So people on Zoom, we are dispersing flower petals. I'm gonna put this down because I have another basket. Bethany picked these. Sorrentino family, thank you for these amazing smelling beach roses. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, once everybody has some flowers, and you can thank them as you give them flower petals. I forgot about that part. Okay, now take a little pinch in your own hands. So everybody has a little bit of flowers. Would you guys like a little pinch of flowers for yourselves? You don't have to come up front. Do you want a little bit of flowers? All right.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Thank you. Okay, everybody, are you ready for this? Thank you to whoever cleans the sanctuary. Because now we are going to throw our petals into the air on the count of 3 and just spread the love out into this space together. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, these are going to sing.
Oh, what a mess.
Flower petals everywhere. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. So now I invite the littlest ones who are having a hard time sitting still. Everyone's invited to stay if you would like. We are gonna do roses, we call it roses, buds, and thorns right after this. So if you'd like to stay for our sharing, but if you are feeling fidgety, you can go outside with Simon. So you can stand up and we will sing you downstairs. Or you can stay. We're good. because we are going to be honoring our high school students next, and I would love for you guys to take part in that. Thank you. Go with wisdom, go with wonder, go to meet a brand new day. Learn to see the light within you as we send you on your way. Go with wisdom, go with wonder, go to meet a brand new day. Learn to see the light within you as we send you on your way. Thank you. Now comes the part of our service that is really the glue that holds us together. It's where we get to hear what's really in your hearts. So in Ari, we call it roses, buds, and thorns. I
Yeah.
over here. Sorry, I forget about this. We call it roses, buds, and thorns because it's the rose that's exciting and big and blooming in your life right now. The bud that is something you're looking forward to in the future that hasn't bloomed yet. And then the thorn is something that's painful or challenging. And so I invite anyone that would like to share something from their heart to come.
Yeah, this is a lot different when you're not doing every single thing. So, I have a friend who's going through a lot of legal difficulties right now. I won't get into all the details, but it involves real estate and an ex and money and laws and regulations and all this stuff. And he really felt like he needed a lawyer. So he got some recommendations from friends, and he went and saw this guy had a great reputation, and he walked in. And, he was so nervous about money. The first question he asked was, "How much do you charge?" And the lawyer's like, "Well, I charge $800 for 3 questions."
Oh, God.
And he goes, $800 for 3 questions? Don't you think that's a lot? And the lawyer says, "Yes, I do. I do think it's a lot. What's your third question?" That, my dear friends, is why I'm a minister and not a lawyer. I love questions. I love encouraging questions. I love nurturing questions in our children and youth and in our adults. And if this is the kind of thing that you want to see more of, this is where I start to sound like NPR. This is your chance to show your support by giving as generously as you can as we accept this morning's offering. Okay.
Look at me accepting money.
Oh, yeah, good practice.
It is, right? It really feels up to me. Thank you so much. Thank you all for all the contributions that you make. This is not on. Thank you all for all the contributions that you make, for this gift of treasure, and for your gift of presence and love in this sanctuary. And we promise to use this wisely and well. I'm putting it with the rose petals. So I just want to point out that that song, I'm assuming, was chosen because we were going to have all the little kids here, right? But I think it's so cool that all of the little kids were outside and we got to listen to it, because why not? Like, I think that adults and older kids should have a chance to feed their inner children with like funny songs. And I love that Amber was just laughing out loud. Those sounds that the animals make are ridiculous.
Like, who says wah wah?
And the rivet or something?
Griffy.
Griffy. Amazing. So I just, thank you. You're welcome to your inner children for that song. So I'm acknowledging that it is the traditional time of the end of service has arrived, but we are not done. And I want to just ask for grace and patience and to just kind of take a deep breath. Just know that this service is going to last a little bit longer than normal, and it's important because we have a lot of people we wanted to honor today, And we always want an ample space for roses, buds, and thorns, joys and concerns, because that's where we get to connect with each other and hear each other's voices. So thank you all for staying with us. So when we start a new project or a new class, it's hard to know what to expect. When we come to a new space, if you've never been here before in a worship service, you don't quite know what to expect. And it's a big leap of faith to show up sometimes. So our youth, though, they do it all the time. They try new things, they jump into new situations, they start a new sport, or start playing in a band, or sing in a choir, or play in all-state, or take care of their younger siblings. They mow the lawn, they make dinner, they go to high school dances. Every single thing that these kids do, it's really quite remarkable when you stop and you think about it. So all of the kids in the OWL class this year, they all tried something new when they agreed to come to this 8-part program. And I know that they've gotten a little health education in school. I've heard a tiny bit about it from my high schooler, mostly about abstinence and STIs and a little bit about substance abuse to like keep kids healthy. But they didn't know what they were getting into when they agreed to do this OWL program. And I think that they had to be really brave and also really vulnerable to share so much about their inner dialogue and kind of assess their own values and communicate those with their peers. And it was all with people that they didn't even really know when they started, and with facilitators that they didn't really even know. So today I just want to mark the culmination of that OWL class. And partly it's exciting because this is the first ever OWL class that UUCSC has ever had. And that's a really big deal. It's a milestone. And I just, we have to, put some really good energy up into the heavens for that. And I'm actually going to invite them to paint one of our ceiling tiles in the youth room downstairs, because it's the first group of youth that have been in that space for a really long time. Since well before COVID, we haven't had a youth group. And so, but also I want to mark this occasion because they've moved through something important together. And even though on the outside it might seem like their classes were filled with activities like brainstorming words for penis, or blowing up condoms to see how big they could get and bopping them around the room like balloons, and exchanging M&Ms and then being told that at the end that they've just all exchanged STIs. But you know what? It was so much more than that. Those are the, fun activities that kind of get you moving and get you kind of more comfortable with each other. But it was really deep work that they did. And, they dug into some really thought-provoking topics and some, really vulnerable places. And I think that it's all really culture changing, because we're helping to grow a new generation of kids that feel comfortable saying how they feel, and telling another person, this isn't comfortable for me, and practicing that with their peers before they're in a situation where they have to do it with somebody else, that they maybe don't know and that's pressuring them. So, and just growing growing healthy relationships, that's so revolutionary. And so I just really, really want to honor them. And it's kind of like a rite of passage. It's not the same as high school graduation or a bat mitzvah, but it's marking a moment of transition. And a lot of times we don't take the time to pause and notice what we've come through. We just move on to the next thing. And this is something that actually Bethany brought up when we were brainstorming for this service. It's our culture is just go, go, go. You finish something, you go on to the next thing. And maybe, even if there's a high school graduation, but it's not common, I think, for people to sit and have their own time of reflection and just be held in community like this. For us to hold space and say, hey, we see you, and we really honor the work that you've done. So I just encourage all of us to pause, and anytime you've come through something, just to take that time to reflect on your experience and really let it sink in. So that's what we're doing today. we're pausing, we're letting the moment sink in, and we're sitting in the unknown of what's next. And we're celebrating what we've come through. So if you are lucky enough to be part of a community, like you all are, and you can let yourself be held in this space, and let your community hold you up. Because this community is a container that holds that space for transition and for celebration and for what's coming next. So it's creating that space for this pause. And that's creating space for right now. So thank you to my UU community for holding this container for us, and for honoring these youth and their journey, and for honoring where they are right now. So I would like to invite them to come join me. Asher Henry, Sailor Skids, Indara DeJoya, yes. Cielo Roman Fox, yeah. Evan Weiser, Ronan Heavenor, and we are also honoring the 3 youth who can't make it here today, Tatum Oaks, Danae Mahan Audette, and Salem Sorrentino. So come on up and bring your index cards, please. I have yours. I just have to find it. So if you guys could hand me your cards, that would be awesome. So there's a thing in OWL where they, it's called a, what is it called? Mystery box? No, that's
I
something
wrote
else.
my name on it.
Questions. It's fine.
I thought it was like a little speech.
Oh.
Yeah.
If you guys want to share it yourself, you can. Do you want to?
My hand. Yeah.
Do you want to say it yourself?
They're all sharing.
Yeah, do it here. Okay, little add back. Okay. Where's that thing? So I asked them to, I can come down there. I asked them to share a couple words about OWL, their experience in this class, just to have that moment of reflection of what they've come through, and they have just opted to read them themselves. I offered to read it for them, but these kids are pretty what's the word? Sure. Thank you, whatever all you all said.
I'm Ciela, I'm Lee's daughter, and I really enjoyed meeting and getting to know everyone here, and I learned a lot, and Deb and Carson were very lovely, and they made the activities really engaging and fun, and it's an experience I will never forget.
I'm Indara. I thought OWL was a very fun experience. It was really cool to meet new people and learn some new things. I appreciated how open and inclusive it was to different people, their experiences, like the LGBTQ community, which is it was just a lot better than anything I had gotten in school. And the facilitators, Deb and Carson, were also very nice, and it made the experience very enjoyable. So.
I'm Sailor. OWL was a great learning experience for me. It was an excellent opportunity to interact with my peers. It was also an excellent learning experience in education on human bodies and relationships. I enjoyed interacting with everyone there and looked forward to every session. OWL was a wonderful experience and a great way to learn more about myself and those around me.
Good morning. My name is Evan, and over the past few months I've taken part of the OWL curriculum, and during the months I've made so many new friends. I've learned so much from sexuality to understanding how to better respect others, and I really enjoyed it with Deb and Carson and everyone here.
My name is Asher Henry, and I'm going to say basically the same thing. It was educational and fun, and I had a great time with the fun lessons and meeting all these new people.
I'm Ronan, and I had a wonderful time in the class. Though initially I didn't know everyone, I had a lot of fun getting to know everyone and learning together, and just our teachers were so engaging and fun, and thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm just keep getting blown away by these people. And I have a little token, but it's also a symbol of connection. So it's reminding you that you're always connected to this class, to this community, that we're all holding space for you, that you can come visit anytime, even after you graduate, and that you've done some good work together, and you've created some good connections. So this is symbolic of those connections, and it is a bracelet that you can tie onto your wrist, but you can also tie it to your backpack or anywhere that's meaningful to you. And every time you look at it, you can just remember this is like part of your connection. So grab an end and pull. See, it's all like one part of one community, but then we're like separating out the strands to be individual, just like you. There's greenish, there's darker, there's a strand. Grab a strand. Deb, I have one for you too. And me. And Carson, you can bring one to Carson. Okay. So, my friends, I think I have one more thing to say to you. If you want to tie them onto each other's wrists, congregation, I have a role for you as well. We have 3 lines to repeat after me. And kids, I want to invite you to really let these words sink in. Really let them, feel them kind of come into your ears, come into your heart space, and just carry them with you as you go out on your journey into the world. All right, I invite you to repeat after me. We honor you and your voice in the world.
We honor you and your voice in the world.
We honor you and where you are right now.
We honor you and where you are right now.
We honor you and your journey.
We honor you and your journey.
Thank you. I want to invite you guys to, let's see, I want you to stay close. I don't want you to go. So, I don't know where that is. You could just sit where you are. I'm not letting them leave. Okay. Oh, funny. Oh, because you went so long. We are getting to the end, I promise. Okay. Wow, there's so many microphones. You know what? I'm just going to keep going. Yeah. How many hands and arms and things? Actually, you know what? I need this one. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm here. I promise. Okay. So, I want to ask now is the time in our service where we are going to be honoring our bridging senior. So this is someone who's been part of our RE program for a long time. And I have Bethany's words here because she was going to introduce him because she actually got to work with him a lot more than I did when she was DRE here. So she says, several years ago, before the pandemic, when Asher was about half as tall as he is now, he was always one of the first to arrive on a Sunday. He would come downstairs to RE and ask what I needed help with. It was wonderful to have company and help as I got the last few things ready for our morning programming. He was always bright and cheerful, and Asher, I want to say thank you so much for being such a consistent part of our group back then. Even though we didn't have a strong youth group at the time, I loved how he integrated into the group anyways. Asher often volunteered in our nursery and was always a favorite of the kids. He developed a great relationship with Paxton back when Pax was more hesitant to join in. And watching how Asher bonded with Pax in such an open and unforced way seemed to me to be exactly what church should be like. It's an absolute pleasure to celebrate this milestone with Asher today and to anticipate with him all that is to come. And now I'd like to invite him up to tell us a little bit about his plans for the future.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Asher Henry. So, for this summer, I plan on being a counselor at a sleepaway camp in Maine for about 5 weeks. I had the privilege of being a counselor in training last year after multiple years of being a camper there. And at that camp, I will be co-counseling with another counselor, a cabin of 8 to 10 children, running programs and activities, and I'm very excited for that. So after that, the next year, I'm going to be taking a gap year where I'll be fixing up a camper and traveling around the U.S. A couple ideas for what I'm going to be doing is going to visit Colorado, where there's a family friend who runs a youth art organization. So that should be really fun. And then, but before that, I'll be going on some smaller, like maybe weekend trips with friends to go like rock climbing or hiking, whatever we really want. But that comes after it gets fixed up. And after the gap year, in the fall of 2024, I'll be attending Bard College in upstate New York. It's a small liberal arts school where I plan to explore the fields of music, photography, and architecture. But when you go in, you're still kind of exploring, so that can change. And while I'm at Bard College, outside of the classroom, I plan to volunteer on the school's farm and play on the various music groups on campus. So that's my foreseeable future. Thank you.
Thank you, Asher.
So Asher, I got a question for you.
Yes.
Do you have that camper yet?
I do. It's in my driveway.
Oh, wow. So, I have a degree in architecture.
Ooh.
And I've remodeled 9 houses. So if you need help, I'm there, seriously. At the very least, I want to see this thing. Because that's my dream, I would love to fix something like that up and go across country, take a whole year. It's pretty awesome. So another thing that I want you to know is that there are more than 1,000 Unitarian Universalist congregations around the country. And if you ever need help anywhere, because things go wrong, drop it and see them. And if nobody's there to see you, like when you get to their door, call me and I will call the minister. Because here's the really great thing, the Association of UU Ministers is smaller than my high school. Like we know each other, okay? So I just want to give you a kind of blessing as you go out into the world, right? May everything go your way. May the wind always be at your back. And when things go wrong, as they will, may the right people show up to help you. And may you have the courage and the generosity to see that and to accept their help. And I want you to know one last thing. Wherever you go, whatever you do, whatever your life turns out like, whatever your family ends up looking like, you're always welcome here. You always have a place among us, because you will always be welcome here. You will always be a part of us, and we will always belong to you. So good luck.
Thank you.
So Asher, we have a little homemade chalice for you. Can you stand up for a minute? It's painted by some of the kids in RE, and it's with a shell from Narragansett Beach. And it's just this little, homemade treasure represents all of the love that's here in this room and in part of this congregation and part of this wider community. And so whenever you need to remind yourself that you're held in this love, that you can light that candle and bring some of this back into your life wherever you are. You can bring it in your camper if you have space. And as Rebbe said, you can always, we're always here for you, so anytime you want to come back. And we'd like to now light that with the flame from our big chalice. Mike, could you do us the honor of transferring the flame from our community chalice to Asher's so that he can have some of that light with him right now? there was enough in sanctuary. We're going to sing our blessing song. That this is a tradition in this congregation. And I just found out that it was written by Cynthia Burke, who was a former music director here. Because this song was sung to me at my wedding way, not connected to the UU community at all. So I think that's pretty fabulous that it's spreading out. And so I invite you to sing this song with us to Asher, and then we're going to surround you with bubbles and love. Asher, thank you so much for being here. You guys can take your bubbles and just blow them as you walk back to your seats. Take the love out into the congregation.
Do I go back?
Yes,
Take
yes.
this back?
Take it with you. You can blow it out anytime.
Please rise in body or in spirit for hymn number 1074, Turn the World Around, hymn 1074. Open that up quick, it's a quick intro.
We are never complete. We are never finished. We are always yet to be. May we always allow others to be and help and enable each other to grow toward all that we are capable of becoming. Amen.
Amen.
We extinguish this
chalice, but not light, that we take with us out into the world, sharing it with those we encounter on our journey.
So let's all rise as we're willing and able. Let's make a circle if we can, or something resembling a circle, an amoeba. And keep in mind that there are some folks who can't make it to the edges. There are people who can't join hands. So let's all be mindful of that as we sing our closing song.